Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 22 June 2023, Thursday night, 9 o'clock, time for a knife sale on the Apostle P channel, and a knife sale we shall have. Welcome to all of you who tuned in tonight. This is going to be a fun one. Before we get into the meat of the sale, let's do a little bit of housekeeping as usual. First up, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale. They'll be posted on the screen for you in just a moment. I will also reprint them in the description underneath this video. Also in the description at the very top, you're going to see 3 links to previous videos on the channel. The first is called A Primer for Buyers. That is a 38-minute expanded explanation of the terms of the sale. So if you're new to this weekly event, please give that a watch. It will make your purchase experience go much more smoothly. The second link is to my FAQs for Consignors video. That is pertinent if you are interested in using this weekly sales event to move along some of your collection. It explains how this all works from the consignor's perspective. And then the third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the TheApostleP Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. For those of you who are concerned, I'm back to full sharpening strength, and it looks like backlog is, oh gosh, 3 weeks, maybe 4. Speaking of that, there will be no next day sharpening this week. I'm using my Fridays to kind of get caught up. So expect your sharpened knife to ship in about 3 to 4 weeks if you purchase it to be sharpened tonight. So in that all-important video description, you'll see those 3 links, then the terms of the sale, then the list of tonight's inventory, complete with timestamps on the left, pricing on the right. In the pricing column, you'll generally see 2 numbers. The one to the left of the slash would be the price of your knife as shown in the video. The price on the right as sharpened by the TheApostleP Knife Service. And if you see the word sold in lieu of pricing, that particular item has been bought and paid for by its new owner. No need to send an inquiry on anything marked sold. I think that's about it. Let's get you the terms up on the screen and we'll be right back with the sale. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? Let's see, you guys about cleaned me out last week, so I think we've only got 3 leftovers, 4 items, but one of them is a combo, so let's get to those first. First up, from Reate Knives, we've got the EXO, the EXO, which is a very cool knife, guys. Now, I think last week we might have priced ourselves to the comical stage, so I think I'm going to have some relief for those of you who are interested in this. This is the EXO, the EXO. It is a gravity knife. So, kind of slides out like an OTF with no guts, except it's not. It is OTF, I guess. The locking is taken care of by this lug, and your full titanium handle inlaid with black canvas micarta. Blade length is 3 11/16. It is a bayonet ground double-edged knife in CPM 3V. The handle is 5 1/8. Pretty cool stuff. Some satin on these flats, and then everything else is like a tumbled bead blast. Pretty cool. Condition on this will be like new in box. We ran this last week at $375. I got lots of comments that that was ridiculous, so we dropped it $50 to $325. Apparently Still a little comical. Let's do this week $2.95 like it is $3.35. I sharpened both edges. That's the Reate EXO. Next up, how did you guys leave this poor orphan dangling? From Spyderco, it's just a flat ground Endura. Kind of the latest incarnation of the OG, right? Black FRN scales, volcano grip, which works extremely well. 4-way pocket clip, black. A big long blade. What are these, like 3 7/8? Full flat ground VG10. Mid-lock with the boy dent. Locks up dead rock solid. Action nice and free. Centering, if not dead, it's within tenths of millimeters. Great centering, just a good example, guys. Near mint to like new in box. These are currently $95 if you buy them online at your favorite retailer. We ran this last week for $75. It didn't sell. We dropped it to $65. Still here. $55, guys, for a like new, near mint to like new in box Endura. $80 if you like my edge on it. That's a buy. Surely somebody needs that in his stocking next Christmas. Okay, next up. Our last leftover, we are now making a combo deal. These are the Columbia River knife and tools, a 5250 NERC tie, and a fossil. These will be in your inventory as the CRKT combo. So let's take a look at the NERC tie first. It's essentially a lockback, but man, what a way to get there. Skeletonized stainless steel frame with a blue ano in the recesses. Pocket clip will be right hand tip up only. It is a ball bearing flipper. So there's your flipper tab and whack, there we go. Here's the locking mechanism. You push down back here and it lifts up in the front. The blade is AUS 8A, 3 15/16, 5 3/16 handle. Finger grooves. Actually, as strange as it looks, it's really comfortable in the hand. Let's see, these are now discontinued and out of stock. When they were last available, they were $93 web. Okay. Condition on this will be like new in the box. Then here's the fossil. A stainless steel frame lock with some milled, I think that's black and orange G10. And then milling on the stainless steel to continue that theme. Very interesting pillared stainless steel right hand tip up only pocket clip. It is a ball bearing flipper. Or is it on? Yeah, it feels like bearings. Yeah, it must be. There's your frame lock engagement. Your blade on the Fossil 8CR13, 4 inches in blade length, 4 15/16 handle. Lockup is rock solid. The action's beautiful, and the centering is dead down the middle. These sell brand new for $70 web retail. Now we ran these last week at $75 and $60. Then for the weekend we dropped them to $50 and $40. We're going to do the combo for $80 shipped, $105, well, plus $25 each to sharpen, and that is the CRKT combo. Next up, onto the fresh stuff. I'm going to start it out with, I hate to say it, but a really sweet Chinese knife, and it's a Wii. It is the 18062X-3 Elementum. It's kind of the pinnacle of the Elementum line, because this one is not a G10 liner lock. This is a titanium frame lock, tumbled DLC finish on everything. As you can see, it is a deep carry, ambidextrous tip-up pocket clip, steel insert on the lock interface. The blade is just a sexy little spear point, nicely jimped. CPM 20 CV is your steel. There's your lock engagement. It is rock solid. Ball bearing action, silky smooth. Centering is down the middle. Ooh, nice little bronze pop on the standoffs there. 2 15/16 of blade, 4 inches of handle. It looks like the edge has been lovingly touched up, but not much material's gone, and it's pretty doggone sharp, just so you know. We'll call it, therefore, near mint in box. Web price of these brand new, $176. This one can be yours, $135, shipped priority mail. $165 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Wii 18062X-3 Elementum. Next up, from Ferrum Forge and Knife Works, I think in these boxes, this is the Stinger, one of the first sort of Chinese-made budget line of Ferrum Forge design is the Stinger. Good-looking little pocket knife, 4 1/8 inch closed. Stainless steel liner lock, I think. Yes. OD green G10 scales. I like the reveal of the liners. Gives it a nice little aesthetic, I think. Spear point blade in Nitro V, bead blasted with a sexy little fuller. Nice jumping, gear pattern backspacer. There's your liner lock engagement. Nice ball bearing action. Centering is perfect. Condition near mint to light canoe in box. $95 it'll cost you to buy one of these brand new if they're still in stock, or just take this one. It's a very fine example, and it can be yours at $70. Shipped priority mail. $95 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Ferrum Forge Stinger. Next up, it's a Spyderco. Whoops, wrong end of the box. And it's Delica flat ground in brown. Love that brown FRN. Now, this knife, man, it's almost like brand new. Like it has 0 edge wear. It's very sharp. Lockup is dead solid. Pretty free action. Centering's very close. The only wear on the knife is on the pocket clip, which everybody's got a Spidey clip laying around if that bothers you. But anyway, let's see. We'll call it excellent in box. These are $88, web retail. This one can be yours $60, like it is, $85 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Spyderco Delica FFG in brown. Next up, here's one we don't see very often in this configuration. It is from Spyderco, and it's a Tenacious, but it's a Tenacious FRN, and I don't know what PS stands for, perhaps partially serrated? But that's what it is. Yep. Great little truck glove box knife right here. Nice volcano grip FRN. Clip has never been moved. The knife is that much like new. So it is a 4-way clip, polished. There is your 8CR13 MOV blade. It is 3 3/8 inches in length. The handle is 4 3/8. Stainless steel liner lock engaged right down the middle of the blade tang. Centering is dead. Lockup is rock solid. Condition is absolutely like new in the box. They're $52 web retail. This one can be yours $30, like it is. $55 with an ApostleP edge. The Spyderco Tenacious lightweight. Next up, another Spidey. This one is the Stretch 2 Blue K390. That's really all I need to say. Stretch 2 Blue K390. And it is a great blue. I love, it's almost like a teal. Got the black clip, the bright hardware, and it's wearing that old style, that's old Spyderco Hunter Spidey clip blade in K390. Not that humpy spear point, normal stretch blade. It is rock solid, nice and free, perfectly centered, And just for dimensions, 3.5 blade, 4 11/16 handle, of course, K390 blade steel. A great little cutting mule right there, and superb in the hand. Condition like new in the box. These are available at your favorite web knife retailer for $150. On this one, let's do $120, like it is, $150 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Spyderco Stretch 2 lightweight blue K390. Next up, more Spideys. This one is the Smock carbon fiber. So it has our latest and grippier configuration of that carbon fiber over G10 laminate for the scales. I love that stuff. I know it might not be as expensive as through and through carbon fiber, but the texture is awesome. Not aggressive, but nice and grippy. It's just great. You've got an ambidextrous tip-up Spidey polished clip. I have a flipper, but it's discreet. Doesn't take up room. On ball bearings, then you get this blade. It's very Smock. So it is 3 3/8 inches of hollow saber ground sheep's foot Warncliffe-ish stuff. It is on ball bearings, and it's got a compression lock with a button. Works so nicely. You can hold it, you can flip it. Can you Spidey flick it? I bet you can. You bet. Condition on this one is near mint in box. Don't know if the camera will pick this up, but right there where my finger is peeking over, there's a little chip in the blade. Not a huge chip, but it's there. So we'll call it near mint in box, chip noted. Price of these right now currently available from your favorite web retailer is $212. This one can be yours, $160, like it is. $185 with an ApostleP edge. So for, let's see, $27 less than you can buy a new one for, you can buy one with my edge on it. That sounds like a deal. That is the Spyderco Smock. Next up, more Spideys. Here we go. Now here's a model I think might be the best value in the Paramilitary 2 line. It's crew wear with factory natural canvas micarta scales. I think they made a lot of these because they're still available. Now, if they did a sprint run like this and they went away quickly, you guys would be paying $230, $250 for these. But they're ubiquitous in the market, so you get a great buy. Let's see. Somebody has tied a very nice little paracord lanyard. So there's your crew wear blade. There's your natural canvas. Lock up on this one, solid. Action, free dropping. Centering down the middle. I guess we'll have to call it near mint to like new in box. Probably only near mint because the clip's been moved and somebody put a lanyard on it, okay? So, these are currently available for $203 at most Spidey retailers. You can have this one for $170 like it is, $195 with an ApostleP edge. That's in your inventory as Spyderco Para 2 Crew Nat Can. Next up, very cool little pocket diver, fixed blade actually. Let's see here. Look at that, guys. This is from Griffin Co. It's the Scout 2.5 fixed blade. Pretty cool little package. Great little pancake Kydex sheath. Pops nicely, fits great. A full tang knife scaled in stonewashed titanium. How about that? Griffin Co. in the fuller. Great little spear point, nice jimping. Super squared away little knife. S35 VN blade, 2 5/8 inches long, 3 15/16 inches handle. Man, that's beautiful fit. Then you've got a removable belt clip. You could throw a beaded chain in there and wear it as a neck knife, be just fine. It's near mint to like new in box. These are out of stock right now. They're pre-ordering at $220. Your price $150 like it is. $175 with an ApostleP edge. It's the Griffin Co. Scout 2.5. Next up, here is a cool knife. Here's a company you don't hear much about, but once you look at this, you're going to understand. This is from Adventure Sworn Bushcraft Company. Get a little knife maintenance instruction. No box with this one, but you're not going to care. Look at this, guys. Beautifully finished and stitched leather sheath. Fire steel loop. You can go high, you can go low. Inside is that little beauty. This is the Adventure Sworn Explorer. CPM 3V blade, 4 9/16 inches, 4 3/4 handle, and black canvas micarta. Very bushcrafty in its profile. Nice Scandi grind, satin flats, thick purple liners. Stock thickness 5/32, nice sharp 90-degree spine, Scandi grind, pretty squared away. I'm not saying it needs my help. Let's see, we'll call it near mint, no box. Price of these brand new, direct from Adventure Sworn on their website, is $235. Let's do $170 on this one, $195 with an ApostleP edge. That is the Adventure Sworn Explorer. Next up, Fixed Blade Nirvana coming at you next, boys. Uh-oh, it's a Winkler. This is the operator with maple handle scales and the tribal engraving pattern. My favorite thing about Winkler knives is their sheaths. Look at that. Beautifully grained and dyed. Removable steel belt spring clip on a Kydex backer. And underneath the leather is a layer of Kydex. And inside that layer is this beautiful flocked lining. They're quiet, they're secure, they're built superbly. Man, here's the knife. Kind of looks like an Emerson Gentleman Gem in a fixed blade, doesn't it? So you've got 4 1/8 inches of 80 CRV2. Looks like it probably started at 5/32. Nice little run of jimping right where you want it. Kind of a muskrat clip, you could say. This one, not badly sharpened by Winkler, actually. And there is your maple handle with the tribal engraving. So yeah, 4 1/8 blade, 4 7/8 handle. Just works very well. It's like new in the box. These are out of stock and very hard to find. When it was new, somebody paid about $385 web retail for it. Let's do $295 like it is, $320 with an ApostleP edge. That is the Winkler Operator Tribal. Next up, very cool light coming up from Olight. So on the box it says Friendship 2023 and a picture of the light. The actual light is the i3T in copper, and here it is. So 3.5 inches overall length, solid copper body or barrel. You guys will have to tell me what the Morse code means because I didn't bother to look it up. You have that two-way clip that'll go pocket or the bill of a cap. You got a clicky switch. And let's see, there are 2 modes, 5 lumens and 180 lumens. It's a single AAA power source. LED, of course. Near mint in box, just a little patina on the copper from handling. They're out of stock. I think they do one of these every year in a different model, but sold listings on eBay running between 31 and 51. Let's just do this one at 30 bucks, shipped priority mail. The Olight Friendship 2023 i3T Lite. All right, next up, we've just left the budget end of the EDC flashlight spectrum. Now we're going to the rarefied air end. The box says made in USA, and that, I believe, is all that's on the outside of the box. Inside we got a card. CWF custom flashlights. Hard to read, but let's see. Powered by a 10440 battery, titanium barrel. The LED is the Nichia 219C, and then it's a Dragon driver. This was made December of 22. This is so interesting because I'm not going to bother to see how this all works, but one thing, look how beautifully made it is. Super fine satin finish on that titanium. I don't know if you can see the seams where it screws together, but they're just gorgeous. The clip is titanium. It's a tail switch that's almost shrouded. Overall length is 3 11/16. Okay, there are 6 modes, and within each mode, there are from 1 to 6 levels in that mode. So it's kind of complicated. There's the card. The mode listing is up here. This is for candle power geeks extraordinaire, right? I'll call it near mint to like new in box, probably like new. I really can't see a scratch on it. Let's see. Your highest setting will be 650 lumens. And there are many, many modes up to that. These are out of stock. When they were available, the price was $479. This one, $325. That is the CWF Micro Click Light. Let's put him back in his little home. All right, next up. From Olight, I don't have a box, just a plastic bag. I got a lot going on here. This is a headlamp from Olight, and it comes with magnetic USB charging. I've just charged them all up. It comes with a headband assembly, and it comes with a light. Let's see if I can get the light out of the thing here. It's not that easy. Kind of a grippy silicone thing there. So you've got a 90-degree light, black hard anodized aluminum barrel. It is called the what is it? The Perun, P-R-U-N. This would be a Gen 1 Perun, by the way. 4 3/8 overall length. It's a 90-degree light with a clicky switch at the top. Let's see, 2,000 lumens on that brightest setting. 18650 rechargeable battery. Headband included. We'll call this near mint to like new, no box. These are discontinued and out of stock. The Perun 2 are available for 90 bucks plus 13 for the headband. So it'd be 103 bucks to buy a new Gen 2, right? Let's just do this one at 50, shipped priority mail. The Olight Perun headlamp. Next up, a cool little tool from Vero Engineering. It is the Fulcrum Mini in DLC. So here's the tool. I'm not a big high dollar pry bar person, but this one is cool, and I'll show you why. First of all, not only is the tool all titanium, black DLC coated and tumbled, the clip is milled titanium. And then, here's what's cool about this little pry bar. It holds 2 of the supplied 5 mini drivers, and they're secured by O-rings, and there are a couple extra O-rings and the rest of the bits in the box. So it's got T6, T8, T10, then a flat blade screwdriver and a Phillips screwdriver. It is like new in tin. This would cost you $90 if you bought one brand new. Let's do this one at $60. That's the Vero Engineering Fulcrum Mini multi-tool. Who's going to be the first one to scratch the DLC off that thing? Okay, next up, it's not the Rob's pick, but it might be my favorite item in the whole sale, and it's not even a knife. It is the beloved, the awesome Fisher Space Pen. Comes with, in its original box, explains graphically of why the Fisher Space Pen is a legend. The ink will flow even in space. This one is the brass bullet version, which was the first Fisher Space Pen I ever bought. All closed up, it's 3 11/16. If you open it up to use it, with the cap on the back, it's 5 5/16. So for a tiny little pen, it gives you lots to anchor on. Very cool. The refill inside, in case you're wondering, is a medium black. It's near mint in box. It's been handled a little bit, but not much patina has started yet. You can buy one of these brand new, your favorite web retailer, for about $30. So how much can a used one really be worth? I don't know. Let's figure 20. How's that? $20 shipped priority mail. And when you consider that priority postage is $10, that's a deal. Next up, we're turning the page. Turning the page. Oh, we have a Spyderco. It's sort of a PJ native chief, right? You don't see too many of the old black G10 and S30V native chiefs, but that's what we got here. You have a black G10 handle. You've got, I think that's a Lynch clip. It's definitely deep carry titanium. The original clip is in the box, by the way. There is your blade. 4 inches of S30V in an elongated full flat ground leaf. The handle is 5 1/16, and the handle is money in any grip. I love this knife. It's on the native style bushing pivot. Of course, it is a native chief. Lockup is rock solid. Blade is super free till it runs into the back spring. Centering is dead. Very, very nice. It is near mint in box. Price of these brand new, your favorite web retailer, is $199. This one can be yours $145 like it is. $170 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Spyderco Native Chief. Next up, I love these knives, and you guys do too. From Three Rivers Manufacturing, we have an Atom in Royal Blue G10. We do. Just a squared away pocket knife. 4 5/8 inches a handle. And 3 7/16 of leaf shaped 20 CV, beautifully stone washed. This one got a black O-ring on one side and a blue on the other. How about that? I believe these are a titanium liner lock. They are indeed. And the clip is deep carry titanium right hand tip up. There's your lock engagement. Man. Rock solid lockup. Super silky phosphor bronze bearing action. Perfect centering. Condition we will say is near mint in box. Of course, they're always sold out. You can have this one for $200 like it is. $230 with an Apostle P edge. And it comes with some red linen micarta scales as well. How about that? Next up, a pretty cool little knife from Maniago, from MKM, Maniago Knife Makers. The knife inside is the root in titanium. The root comes in a super slick split grain magnetic pocket slip. And here's the knife. A little fusion knife, modern slip joint, titanium handle with natural canvas micarta inlays. Nice big lanyard loop. It is a slip joint with a half stop. Blade is M390, designed by Jens Anso. Nice little sheep's foot, full flat ground. Let's see, blade is 2 3/4, handle is 3 3/4. Walk and talk, pretty good for a knife of its style. Pull weight is about 7.5. It's just a pinch. Blade is nicely centered. Condition is near mint to like new in box. You can buy these online. I think Mike at Collector Knives has them for $159. Let's do this one at $110. How about that? $110 like it is. $140 with an Apostle P edge. That's the MKM Root. Next up, we have what's apparently a beloved little pocket knife from CJRB. Man, this is like the king of the budget Chinese knives. People love this thing. It's the Pyrite from CJRB. Blue-gray G10 scales, just very fine texture, but super nice. Exposed stainless steel liners. Tip-up deep carry ambidextrous clip. Button lock mechanism with thumb studs. It's got that CJRB, I think, kind of a proprietary steel AR RPM 9. 3 1/8 blade, beautifully stonewashed, nicely flat ground. Rock solid lockup. Super ball bearing action. Perfect centering. I can see why people like them. Right now, this blue-gray scaled version is out of stock. When they were available, they were $50 web retail. Let's do this one at $35 shipped priority mail and then $60 with my edge on it. That's the CJRB Pyrite. Next up, it's Kizer time. This one comes in the big box. The big box, and let's see what the label says back here. This is the KI4474A1 SLT, designed by John Gray. It is a big, luscious, hand-filling titanium frame lock. What do you guys think of the super-size pivot? Interesting design element, I think. Beautifully crowned and blasted handle. Milled titanium right-hand tip-up clip. Flipper. Ball bearings. Harpoon spear point. 3 9/16 inches of S35 VN. 4 15/16 inches of handle. There's the lockup on your steel inserted frame lock. It's rock solid. Blade centering is dead. Condition on this is near mint in box. They're discontinued. They're out of stock. When they were available, they were $215 web retail. Let's do this one at $150 like it is, $175 with an Apostle P edge. It's the Kizer KI4474A1 SLT. Next up, we have a Wii. It does have the box, but inside is not a Wii pouch. For some reason, there's a Kizer pouch in here, one of those Digicam ones. Just so you know, the model is the 201G Kitefin. It's a pretty cool little knife. It's sort of like a wee 940 in profile, don't you think? So let's take a look at it. We've got a black hard anodized handle, just a little bit of evidence that it's been in the pocket, just some little rubs, but you know, it's kind of a tumbled finish anyway. Look at this area of the knife. Bronze hardware everywhere, bronze anodized titanium. The clip is a titanium spring clip, but look how those 3 holes have been chamfered and anodized bronze to match the hardware. Just gorgeous. Love the little wee pivot. Great flipper, nice texture on it, and I just blew it. How do you do that? There. Great looking spear point blade on the Kitefin. 3 3/16 inches of S35 VN. There's the lockup on your steel inserted frame lock. It is rock solid. Ball bearings are silky. Centering is very close. It might actually be off to the left just a hair, but anyway. Let's see. Web retail $153 if you want to buy one of these brand new. Let's do $115 on this one, and then $140 with an ApostleP edge. The wee 2001G Kitefin. Next up, we have reached the point in tonight's sale where it's time for the Rob's Pick. The Rob's Pick. My early birds did not see this knife this morning, but you will. It's from Protech, and it is the 5101 Malibu Flipper. My favorite Malibu Flipper because it has the Wharncliffe blade, which I prefer to the sheep's foot. There we go. There she is, boys. Black hard anodized aluminum handle, black clip, deep carry, right hand tip up. It is a button lock flipper on ball bearings. And there is your blade. CPM 20 CV, 3 5/16 inches in length. The handle is 4 3/16. Super efficient blade to handle ratio. Oh, what a sweetie. Centering is pretty normal for Protech, which is to say perfect. You guys know this knife. I know you want it. Let's see. We'll call it near mint in box. Your price $230 like it is, $260 with an ApostleP edge. The Protech 5101 Malibu Wharncliffe Flipper. Next up, time to go to Idaho. We got one from Chris Reeve Knives. It is a small Sebenza 31 plain Tanto in MagnaCut. Yeah. Birth card says MagnaCut at 63 to 64 Rockwell. Born December 5 of last year. And apparently never used. Okay, there you go. Look closely. There you go. I can find nary a nothing on this one. Now, this is a right-handed knife. I want you to look at the end of that thumb stud. How not used is it? Well, there you go. There is your little Tanto blade in MagnaCut. Lockup is Chris Reeve solid. Chris Reeve engaged. Centering is Chris Reeve perfect. Let's see, can it flick? Yes, it can. Not quite a free dropper. Pretty good example, I think. Like new in box. You can't find a new one at $425. You can buy this one like new in box and a super fine example for $100, like it is $430 with my edge, and that ain't enough to sharpen. But anyway, whatever. The Chris Reeve Small Sebenza 31 Tanto. Next up, if you watched my teaser video yesterday, you know what's probably coming next. The Red Horse Knife Company, otherwise known as Endura. We have an XM18 3.5 inch S45 VN fatty Wharncliffe tri-way with stonewashed blue frame and red G10 scale. This knife is absolutely stunning. There's that. And there's that. Are you kidding me? That's just gorgeous. And then there's that. So, thickish handle on the fatty, right? Oh, it feels good. It feels so good. There's actually, on a steel inserted frame lock, a little bit of letting you know it's there stick. Nothing, not an issue, it's just there. It is like new in the box. These are out of stock. This would have been $475 web retail when it was new. Guess what? You can't buy it for that. $500. It is yours. Shipped priority mail. $530 with an TheApostleP edge. That's the Endura XM18 3.5 fatty Wharncliffe. Next up. Oh, anybody want a project? Because here you go. Spyderco, when they start working with a new steel, many times will issue this knife, the Mule Team, to the Spidey heads who like to test steel performance, and they'll put a handle on them and they'll do testing and make YouTube videos and all that good stuff. Here you go. This is the Spy 27 Mule Team. So it looks just like all the other Mule Team knives, doesn't it? If it was a folder, you'd say that handle looks like a stretch. And then you'd say that blade looks like a Sage, or many other Spydercos. This is in Spy 27, kind of a Sal Glesser steel cocktail. I don't know how it is in hand because it doesn't have a handle. You guys have to do that. Anyway, blade length is 3 5/8 to about there. And then the handle length from there is 4 1/4. Stock is 1/8 inch. There you go. They're gone. Can't buy one brand new. You can buy this like new in box one though for $100, like it is. $125 if you want me to sharpen it. That is the Spyderco Mule Team Spy 27. Next up, we have reached the save me from myself moment in tonight's sale. I probably gave you too much of a tease yesterday when I did my heads up video. You probably already know what it is. It's from Tops and it doesn't have a box, but who really cares? It comes in this Kydex sheath, pancake style, with a removable leather dangle and stainless steel D-ring. It is the Tops Modern Gladius. For those of you who do not know, the Gladius was a Roman Empire era sword that had this profile. So a big spine area down the middle that was usually adorned. These two fullers are very nice, but then it's sort of like a Tonto edged dagger. It's got that heavily impregnated canvas micarta, and it looks like those liners are orange. They might be red. Of course, crinkle black coated 1095. This thing is super squared away. I mean, if you had to stick a pig or a guy or whatever, bad guy, pretty cool. And all squared away system. Absolutely. Blade length on the Gladius, 6 5/8. The handle 4 7/8. These are currently available for $165 web retail. This is like new, no box. Let's do $135 shipped priority mail. $195 I sharpen all 4 edges. That's not going to be a fun sharpening job anyway. Yeah, the Tops Modern Gladius. Don't leave me hanging because I'm going to have to buy it, guys. Next up, from a cold steel, we have an AD10. Yes, we do. You guys know this knife by now. 3D machined, crowned black G10 scales, beautifully blasted to a satin finish. Both clips are in the box. Right hand tip up, left hand tip up. The right hand is installed. There's your blade, S35VN, hollow ground. Big beefy knife ground to a nice skinny hollow ground edge. How about that? You got aluminum liners. You got a triad lock. You got rock solid bank vault lockup. You got a nice free blade, which is perfectly centered. Condition, near mint in box. Brand new at your favorite web retailer. $150 for these brand new. Let's do this one at $120 like it is. $145 with an ApostleP edge. The cold steel AD10, which by the way, 3 9/16 inch S35 VN blade. Next up, oh man, it's like a second saved me from myself in the same sale. Why have I not bought one of these? It's the 54-186 EXL RSK from Hogue. It's the Doug Ritter Hogue grip. Here we go. Gorgeous black G10, sunburst milled. I mean, it's stunning for black G10. You got your Doug Ritter clip, deep carry, ambidextrous tip up. You've got your Doug Ritter blade in CPM 20 CV. I measure this at 3 3/8, handle 4 11/16. It has the Hogue Able lock. Nothing at all like a Benchmade Axis lock. Nothing at all. Works great. Phosphor bronze washers. Centering is very, very close to perfect, if not perfect. Lockup is rock solid. Condition, near mint to like new in box. These are out of stock now. Have been for a while. Sold listings on eBay are getting up there between $220 and $260. Man, I know 20 CV is not now the preferred steel because I think they've made a run of these in Magna Cut, but how about we do $175 on this one and then $195 with an ApostleP edge. The Hogue 54186 Ritter RSK. Next up, it's Benchmade time, and it's a black class to boot. Not only is it a black class, but it is a 2022 Blade Show limited edition Mini Adamas model 273BK-2201. Rocking the, what would we call that? Burgundy G10, 3D machine, Shane Sibbert design, Parkerized deep carry, ambidextrous tip-up clip, black Cerakote blade in CPM crew wear, 3 3/16 inches long, 4.5 inch handle. It's got your heavy Axis lock mechanism. It is rock solid. The blade is centered. Oh, man, hard to beat that one. Let's see. There are several of these that have sold recently on eBay. There was one that was kind of a dog, sold for $195, and then they ranged all the way up to $254. Let's do this one at $210 like it is. It is like new in box. $235 with an ApostleP edge. The Benchmade 273 BK-2201 Mini Adamas. Next up, here's a Benchmade I've never seen before. How did I miss this? And you're not going to believe where it came from. So it's a blue class. It's a 550 Griptilian, but it's a 550 BK-2205. Okay, so it's going to have the opening hole sheep's foot blade. Check this, guys. You've got Jade G10. You've got black hardware. You got a Parkerized deep carry clip. You have a black Cerakote blade in CPM M4. It's a limited edition and a dealer exclusive, but not for Blade HQ. This was a KnifeWorks exclusive with Jade and M4. Blade HQ cannot be happy. 3.5 inch blade, 4 5/8 inch handle, rock solid Axis lock lockup, free dropping blade. Hard to see, but that blade is very close to perfect. It might be slightly right. It's like new in the box, and they are gone. Good luck finding one. We're going to sell this one for $220. like it is. $250 with an Apostle P edge. That is a sweetie. The Benchmade 550 BK-2205 grip. Next up, first one of these I think we've ever had for sale on the Thursday Night Knife Sale. It is a watch, and it is from Island Watch. So Mark Frankel, Long Island Watch is the website, and then Islander is his in-house brand, and that's what we have here. Look at that sexy little thing, would ya? Oh. Yeah, let's take this off the pillow and take a close look. So this is the model ISL 125, and Mark did a bunch of colorways of this design. If you take a close look, it's very SKX-y, I guess you would call it. The small size, 38 millimeter in diameter. And it's run the Seiko NH35 movement, which is like a 4R, right? But NH35 is the open source designation for that movement. So 38 diameter, 44.5 lug to lug, 13 thick, and then 20 millimeter lug width, 200 meter water resistant diver. Oh, there's one little nick right there on the edge of the bezel I didn't see before. So you've got a fully loomed black ceramic polished bezel, big loom plop at 12. The aqua framed indices and seconds hand. Great loom on this watch. I'm not doing a loom shot because you can make a loom shot look like whatever you want to. Trust me, this has great loom. It is a screw down crown. Closed case back, nicely engraved. Bracelet is all solid links. I don't know the construction. Let me see if I can. Screws. And then you've got sort of a pedestrian class. Milled innards, pressed top, safety and dual pushers. Sapphire glass. Waffled silver dial. Just stunning. Date at 3. Cool watch. I've had this running for about a day, sitting on the pillow, and it ran about -5, so it probably do a little better than that if you're actually wearing it. This colorway is out of stock. When they were available from Mark, they were $299. Let's do $220 on this one. It's the Islander ISL 125 automatic watch. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of another weekly knife and stuff sale on the Apostle P channel. Hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Now go get you some deals.